26th of December 2004, a date etched in our memory. It was on this day that the world woke up to one of the deadliest natural disasters in recorded history. The Japanese term tsunami, which few people outside the scientific community were familiar with, became a part of our everyday conversation. Few other natural calamities have disrupted day-to-day life and claimed so many people as the tsunami of 2004. Here's a look at what unfolded on that fateful morning 15 years ago, the impact of which resonates even on this day.
It was 7:28 a.m. local time in Indonesia when the first tremors were felt. Indonesia, situated along the Ring of Fire, is prone to earthquakes, so no alarm bells rang. But this was no ordinary earthquake. Tourists from around the world had gathered for their year-end holidays and had no idea of what awaited them. Minutes after the quake made the earth tremble, wave after wave of ocean water swept over the beaches and deep into the holiday resorts. The world watched in horror and was introduced to the word tsunami. Those who witnessed it and lived to tell the tale described the waves as being over 100 feet high. It was unlike anything the world had seen before. After the Christmas Day celebrations, people were resting in their hotel rooms and resorts. The rising waters of the ocean entered several kilometers deep into the land, sweeping everything away along with it. Many people were sucked into the ocean as the tsunami waves retreated, wreaking havoc, death, and devastation. The seismic indicators measured the quake to be 9.1 on the Richter scale. The emergency responders pressed the panic button. So what had triggered the tsunami waves? It was the earthquake, the third most powerful earthquake in recorded history. Giant forces building up inside the surface of the earth for hundreds of years were suddenly released on the 26th of December 2004. The Burma Plate and the Indian Plate had ruptured along the fault line. The energy released from the quake has been estimated to be equal to 23,000 Hiroshima atom bombs detonated at once. The earthquake itself would have had devastating consequences. But the situation was complicated, with the epicenter of the quake being inside the ocean floor. The quake had displaced a huge amount of ocean water, and it was this water that flooded coastlines along the Indian Ocean. Indonesia, being next to the epicenter, was the worst hit. There were no tsunami warning systems in place. By the time the waves stopped, over 230,000 people were killed. Over 150,000 have still not been accounted for. From Indonesia to Myanmar to Bangladesh to Australia to the eastern shores of Africa, the tsunami waves had claimed lives. Over 15,000 people lost their lives along the eastern coast of India, and many islands on the Andaman and Nicobar Islands were washed over by the waves. The killer tsunami waves had traveled over 5,000 kilometers. Such tsunamis are rare in the Indian Ocean. They are more frequently witnessed in the Pacific Ocean. But no other tsunami in living memory has claimed as many lives and inflicted as much damage as the Indian Ocean tsunami of 2004 did. Bureau Report, We Own. World is One.
Good evening, everyone. There was never ever a day like December 26, 2004. The world was in shock. They have never ever witnessed something like that in the history of the world since the flood of Noah. They heard about the flood of Noah, but they never ever seen something like this in our history. I remember I was in Johannesburg at that time, And I just arrived, and my brother said, "Did you hear? His name is Maxwell. Do you know what happened?" And I was in shock when he told me. 230,000 people lost their lives. And Jesus said, "As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be again when he returns." And Jesus is returning, but not directly on earth. He's coming on the clouds. And the Bible says every eye will see him coming, even those who pierced him. And that is not for the second coming in 2029. That is for the rapture. That is a false teaching saying, yes, it will be at the end of the second coming. Every eye will see Jesus. It's not going to be a secret rapture at all. This is urgent, people. Please do share this video far and wide. 8 people survived the flood. 15 billion people at that time. I made the count. Adam had sons and daughters, and he had many, Bible says he had many more afterwards. And that is in the book of Jasher. I counted that Adam had 33 sons and 23 daughters. That is how many, is 56 altogether. 56 daughters and sons. Yes, that is how many. And you multiply that per person, and you put it over a lifespan of almost 1,000 years, 950 years. Adam lived 930 years. There were plus minus 15 billion people on the earth, and only 8 survived. At the end of 2029, at the second coming of Jesus, there will only be a remnant that will remain. There will not be a rapture at the end of you will be all dead. You will be all dead. Only a remnant will remain. And that remnant is the gleanings of the harvest field, of the barley and the wheat and the grapes. Only the gleanings will remain, and they will populate the earth during the millennial reign, people. It's going to be a history repeat itself. And December 26, 2004 earthquake tsunami points to December 26, 2002. 666 is coming. A 7-day warning from the World Cup, from the beginning of Hanukkah. A 7-day warning, just like it was in the days of flood. This day is the 4th day. There is 4 days left, people. 4 days it is. Tomorrow is Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. 4 days left, people. It may even happen on the 25th. The moon will be observed, and I don't think it will be visible on Saturday evening, but I think it will only be visible on Sunday evening, and from that time the countdown starts. People, this is serious. 2 billion, over 2 billion people will lose their lives if this is going to happen. With the 6th seal, it is on record in Revelation 6:8. That is how many people will be taken out. People will lose their lives in the earthquakes. People will lose their lives in the tsunami. People will lose their lives in the World War III that follows that. And there will be 3-day darkness. And this is what's going to happen. I know I'm not preaching doom and gloom, but this is all in the Bible. The book of Revelation is a book of love. And it says, blessed are those who read the word and keep the testimony thereof. People, Jesus is coming. Our time is over. There is no more time left. Please do share this video. Here is the reason why it points to 26th of December. Rex sent me the video, the message of the 7777 number that ends on 26 December 2004. And that is exactly 777 days or 11 weeks. Yeah, 1,111 weeks from 9/11. That happened to be on 26 December 2004. And the result of the count from that day to 26 December 2022 is exactly 6575 days. And it is 657 days from the start date to the end date, and it is over 18 years, 666. And that is why 666 is, I say 666 is coming, or 216 months, which is the end date. And that number refers to Obama. And the middle voice of this number, G, is the Greek word for that. It's the middle voice. It's literally say adieu by departing or dismissing, figuratively to renounce, bid farewell. Bid farewell to the people. Take leave or send away. And Revelation 18 verse 23 says, Revelation 18 verse 23 says, and the light of the candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom or the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee. Thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by their sorceries, pharmakia, were all nations deceived. Revelation 12:12 says, rejoice ye that are in the heavens. Rejoice ye that are in the heavens, and those that dwell in there. Those are the dead in Christ that will rise, and we that are alive and remain, that will be caught up. That's what Revelation 12:12 is saying. But woe to the people on earth, for the devil is coming down to you, for he is full of wrath, because you only have a short time left, people. So I ask you to share this video. Jesus is coming, people. Jesus is coming. Be blessed.